Hi everybody, Colin here. It's an August update, early August, and as you see there's a few trains running, a couple of them, and it's a very interesting update, and I have a question to ask. So let's see what the question is. And the question is, what does that and that, the canal bridge, have in common? Okay, so this is the messy bench area. I've just put the actual rods what connect the bridge to the counterweight mechanism. Now, if I can work out a way, I will just try and hold the bottom, hold the camera and move the mechanism, the counterweight. So just give me a second. Okay, so if you don't mind ignoring the my little helpers who are just holding it down, but if I press that, which in theory is the counterweight, what happens is when that goes down, the bridge goes up as far as I wish it to go. So to make it go back down, naturally the weight of the bridge would help pull it down, and it goes down like that. So again, just because I don't think I was watching what I was doing and not looking at the camera, that goes up. And that makes it go down. For the first attempt that the rods are in the right place, I am totally amazed. I had decided that was the right place for that. Now there is a mathematical way of working it out, but there's one thing you can't beat: a good old guess. No, I decided that that was the right place because I wanted my arms to be at the end there. I knew they had to be in, it couldn't be right on the end. So that is great. That's the first bit of white on it, first coat. We'll take a few coats because it's soaking into the wood. It's not as strong as the black in one coat, so I will show you the second coat. Well, that's the second coat, getting better. Well, that's got 3 coats on now, and that'll probably be enough for me. So the next thing is to get it in the canal area. I'm just going to have to alter the canal a little bit, but otherwise. Right, you saw me move it by hand a little bit earlier in this video, and the answer to the question what was at the beginning, what Megapoint controllers and that had in common, was they work together. The Megapoint system moves that bridge, which I'll show you. It has two servos connected to it. I had to have two on because I didn't want it to pull and twist it. Now that isn't fully fixed yet. I can still get it out. It's easy to get out. What I actually have to do is pull that piano wire this way towards the camera and it comes out, and the one on the other side, as you can see, is just poke through and move that out. That will lift up and I can do any work underneath. Now even though once I fix it permanent I won't be able to, and it needs to be fixed permanent so it doesn't move, because naturally when the servos are moving it, it's not fully fixed so it can move. So that's not a good thing, it moving. I used piano wire because it needed to flex underneath the board, because the servos need to rotate virtually 180 degrees, the full movement. And what I've done is attached it to a Megapoint servo controller. It will go in slot 1, which is that slot. Now this board is slave number 2. So it has a range from 13 up to 24. Because I have a board already underneath the layout what is from 1 to 12. So that is slave number 2. Easy to do to make it a slave. The only thing I need to do with my point system is crawl underneath and push that kind of a plug into there, and that is my points connected. I can do all the setting up, the movement and everything up above here. Because the very clever system he's done, that plug socket there, which is 5 pins, is like a remote control. It's on a 2-meter wire. You plug it in there, you've plugged your point in. These buttons are then on a little panel in your hand. You adjust it, set it, finished. Marvellous. Absolutely marvellous. And this is why I picked this system. Now, where my button for that is, excuse the movement, is going to be on this control panel. Haven't decided where I'm going to put it yet. If I put it in the area it is, it's sort of round about there. If I actually put the button, and I might put the word Canal Bridge. But if I drop this down, I'll show you behind the panel. So there's the 2 servos, and hopefully you can just see the wires coming through. You can on that first one, the other one's in a bit of a shadow. Now unfortunately I didn't plan for this when I did this layout, and that piece of wood running across there is a fixed piece, so I couldn't move it, where these other ones all move. To be honest, like that. They all of them move. So I just had to take a piece out because the arm goes from that top right as you look at it down to the bottom right. It goes clockwise, and then there's the 2 wires going down into a Y wire which Dave does supply, which is really handy. So when I press that one button, it'll move both of them together and the wire will flex, because the actual copper wire doesn't come through, it just stops before the very edge. And that panel, what was up on top, is going to go over there somewhere, maybe against that. So that controls all the points in that area over there. So this is where my wires come up. That's the wire what comes from slave servo panel 1, and this panel here is networked to panel 1, so I don't have to take a wire from this up to here. It all goes through the network and up through that. That's the power supply to this panel, and this is the Clever unit, the multi-panel processor. This is where the lights and the switches get connected, and when you press a switch button, that's what makes the points change. Now this wire here, that one, goes to this board, and that's the multi LED expansion for my block detectors. So here's the switch in my hand there. You see the bridge in the distance. Press it once. Goes up. Press it again. It goes down. I'll show you that happening a bit closer. I'm going to press the button now. Rises. And closes. And that's all happening because of Dave at Megapoint Controllers. Thanks, Dave. It's in number 13. What I'm going to do is put in a red and green lighting system. What I'll do is I'll put those lights in number 13 slot opposite the 13 switch, and basically it'll show red, it'll be open, and green for close for the cars to go over. I'm chuffed as meatballs about this. I've just got to permanently fix the bridge and fix that in the right place. So Dave at Megapoint Controllers, thank you very much for doing a versatile system. I don't know of anybody else using your system for controlling other things, but no doubt there is. I just haven't found them. And I hope that's put a smile on your face, Dave. You're a nice gentleman, and looking forward to seeing you at the Engage International, and see what other new things you've done. Okay. Okay then, I hope you found that interesting, and a little bit of running session at the end. And next time you see that, the button will be in the control panel and the bridge will be permanently fixed, and there may be a bit of road at the other side. So any comments, please do leave them. Any questions, ask in the comments. And thank you very much indeed for watching. Please like, and if any new people are watching, please subscribe. And thank you to everybody else who have subscribed, very grateful indeed. So as the Class 31 goes with the passenger train out of sight, we'll say goodbye. Bye.